Gringos en Buenos Aires.
Gringos en Buenos Aires.
Welcome to the Gringos in Buenos Aires podcast, a podcast that brings expat life to you. I'm your host, Paul Perry, and before we get rolling today, I want to give a special shout out to my man Charlie. Charlie's from Locuras Rock in Villa Gesed, who was cool enough to give me this t-shirt, the Sumo t-shirt, which is a band I really like. And I'm here with someone that kind of looks like Luca Brodem. He's not Luca Brodem, but I met him outside an insane asylum. He's from Ireland and he's a journalist. Let's welcome Tony.
Thank you.
How you doing, Tony?
Good to hear you. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Glad to see they let you out.
It's been a long, strange trip since those days outside the insane asylum. Huh? Is that where we met?
Inside the insane asylum.
You were inside. Were you there? How long?
No, I wasn't living there. Not yet. Maybe later.
But we did meet outside the insane asylum.
Yeah. We met in Constitucion. We walked all the way up to the border with your brother. Your brother was over from Philadelphia, I think it was, something like that. Yeah, and then we went in. And I was very worried when we went in. I was like, I didn't sign anything. How are they going to know that I'm not one of the inmates? Are they going to let me out? And you're always in a kind of a tension inside. It's like, ooh. Yeah,
for those unaware, there's El Borda, which is an insane asylum that used to have a show called La Colifata, and we used to attend this show. We used to be a part of the show. My friend Chu from Australia, he was a rapper. I used to read poetry at El Borda, and we used to hang out with the patients. And the patients, some of them could come and go. And I remember my friend Adrian Lamoli, they didn't let him out. They didn't want to let him out until we told him, hey, he's with us. They thought he was a patient. So that's interesting what you said. That how do you know who's a patient and who's
exactly.
not?
I mean, you just walk in there and then you could be, There is a way of telling, though, with the teeth.
Oh, why is that?
No, I don't know why it is, but everybody who stays in there for longer than a while, I think maybe it's the drugs that they give them or whatever, all their teeth fall out. It's like when we went in there, they were coming out to buy cigarettes. That's what they do. They go out to the local kioscos and they buy cigarettes.
Cheap cigarettes. And how'd you wind up in La Borda at the show, at the Colifata? How'd you find out about that?
You told me about it, I think. Yeah, your brother was over visiting. We were going to meet up. And you said, well, we were going to go see this place. And I've been there since. I brought a Mexican artist there because they have all these murals and stuff.
Yeah, it's a really trippy place.
They have a cultural center.
That's a really trippy place.
I got a story about that. Do you want to hear?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I brought the Mexican guy over. Actually, he's Mexican, but he lives in Chile now. He's a photographer. And he looked at the building, all the murals on it. It was great, So then we walk in, and there were a couple of people at the door. And, it's a giant cultural center. It's like 3 stories high. But originally, it wasn't a cultural center. It was where they used to cut up the bodies. It was nice. Cool. So they have this, area where the doctor would be down there and the patient, or the dead patient. And then all the students are up on the galley up above, looking down and learning stuff from the doctor, Now, I didn't know this. So I get in there and they're all drinking mate on the table, So I'm like, okay, this is it. He's over here from Mexico, and he's a muralist. He wanted to see your murals, and they're all like, great. So we walk in, we sit down, and one of the guys goes over to me, goes, you know what this place used to be? And I'm like, no. He's like, up there they used to have all the doctors. The doctors would be up there watching, and then down here would be the body on the table where we're drinking mate. I thought it was great. It was like weird vibes. The Mexican was a bit kind of psyched out, but it was good.
The Borda was a trippy place.
It is a trippy place.
Yeah, it is a trippy place. I'm surprised they let people in and out just like that. We walked in, no one said anything. We walked out. My friend Adrian, he got stopped. They didn't want to let him out. They thought he was a patient. But
maybe you should explain what colifata means. It's like it's yerga.
Yeah, it's yerga.
Yeah, lunfardo.
Yeah. What struck you most about the colifata? How did you know who was a patient, who's not? There were some of them are very normal people you could see on the street taking the subway.
Yeah, you can tell. Some of them are very subdued by drugs, and they're just walking in a tangent like this, and they don't stop and they don't greet you or anything like that. But the others just want to share mate with you, want to chat. They were dancing. Remember, there was a band playing there.
Yeah, there was a band.
And this really pretty New Zealand girl who was dancing there. It was good.
my friend Chu from Australia, he filmed a documentary, and he was rapping there. He rapped there, and all the patients were dancing, and he was rapping. I read some poetry there.
Yeah.
I read a poem called "Crazy in the Rain," and when I said the word "crazy," everybody went ooh. Ooh.
Was it in English or?
Yeah, it was in English. It was in English. Yeah,
and they know the word.
Some of you'd be surprised how many patients spoke English.
Yeah.
And they would always say, "Bring me cigarettes, bring me cigarettes, bring me cigarettes." They would
It's a
ask you
big
for
thing.
cigarettes.
Cigarettes and mate, that's what they want.
Yeah, cigarettes and mate. That's cool, man. So you've been here since 2000. We met. I remember I had a garage sale. You came to my garage sale. That was when I lost my turtle.
Oh, I remember the turtle. It kind of smelled really bad, that garage, huh? Like little turtle.
Little turtle
piles.
poops. Well, the storm came that night and washed the turtle away. I never saw it again.
Really?
Yeah, the turtle disappeared. I remember I brought it over from Brazil in my pocket. It was really small. Yeah.
Little terrapin.
Yeah, so you've been here. How long have you been here?
Too long at this stage. No, I've been in and out because my mom got ill and then she died. She ended up dying of
sorry to hear
COVID and stuff.
Here?
So no, in Ireland. She's from Ireland. So I had to go back to Ireland, back and forth. So it went on for years, that. But yeah, I've been here basically since I went to the UBA. I went to the University of Buenos Aires. First to learn the language, then a little bit of history of economics. Then I did a master's degree, and then I started writing books and stuff.
Oh, okay. You published anything that you want to mention?
I published a few books. One was based on my thesis, which was about like a system of international electricity supply for South America that was green energy. It's called Unisur Grid. Unisur used to be, it was a good idea. It was like, you heard about Mercosur. Now they just had the deal with the European Union, which hasn't been signed yet. But, well, Unisur was going to be bigger than that. You know, Mercosur was just 4 or 5 countries. Unisur was going to be the whole of South America. Got closed down later. But the whole idea of putting a grid there, an electrical grid, so they could share electricity was a good thing. There's a book about that there. You can see it online. But most of the stuff I do is about, like, it's a mixture of economy, ecology.
Economy and ecology.
Yeah, they're different, but they're the same thing.
Like saving money. Save money. Get it? Economy, ecology, save money.
Yeah, like save the planet, save a bit of
dollars.
money. Yeah, it's the
Save
same
your
thing.
dollars. You've seen a lot of economic changes since you've been here.
Yeah, it's gone up and down. I mean, I got here just after the collapse. You were here before the collapse. You were in the 90s.
Yeah, I lost 80% of my capital.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
It wasn't a lot, but it was still 80%.
Yeah, then everything collapsed. Then it came back up again. Then we went back into debt. Then we went back into Peronism, and then it fell apart. And now we're like making a weird experiment with, libertarianism.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long, weird journey.
Yeah, it's a long, strange trip. It keeps getting weirder.
Yeah, but it's not just here though. It's not just Argentina or Buenos Aires. I mean, things are getting weird like all over the place right now, especially in the world that speaks English. Europe's kind of strange. The United States, where you're from,
I'm not from there anymore. I'm from Buenos Aires.
Oh, really?
Oh, that makes it. It reminds me of something. I've been getting a lot of comments and stuff. I say expats. They say you're not an expat, you're an immigrant. But what would you say? Would you say you're an expat, or would you say you're an immigrant? What's the difference?
Well, it depends on whether you're white or not. But I actually went to Hong Kong. I used to live in Hong Kong. Well, I worked in Hong Kong. I didn't live there long. I was actually living in Australia at the time. And they have expats. It's an English term. It's not really a US term. It's more of an English term. And the expats, they have their little society and they never learn the local language. And they really don't mix much. And they consider themselves immigrants to another place, but they're not really there forever.
Yeah.
It's a weird idea. I don't consider myself an expat. I don't think you can be an expat for 20 years, can you?
Yeah. No, not really.
No.
I'm a hybrid. I tell people I'm not really. I'm just a hybrid. I'm a little bit of both.
Right.
You know, but people like to put labels on things like immigrant, like gringo, expat, shanky. I used to get the shanky call all the time.
Well,
I'm a
you
shanky.
played that one up too. You had the Shanky
had the
baseball team, no?
Yeah.
That was a
I
good
don't
one.
mind being called the shanky.
No, Shanky's okay. Actually,
I'm from the East Coast, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm from the Northeast, so. But you can't call someone from Texas a shanky.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Although they wouldn't really get it. You'd have to call them a Yankee.
A Yankee.
Yeah, if they heard Shanky, they'd probably think of like pork shank or something like that.
All right. So what do you do now here in?
Well, I'm writing another book, and it's huge. This one, it's ending up being like a series of books, and it's about well, back in the day, before I came here, before I drove here from California, I was living in Silicon Valley, and I did a whole different thing. Like I was a tech head, one of the nerds, and I actually had my own AI team. You know, they used to put AI systems into computer systems. I had consultants who worked for me, and they would go and put this stuff in there. So what I noticed that was going on recently, I may have noticed since the 2010s, basically, this whole AI thing's getting like more and more and more advanced, and they're getting more and more confused about how it thinks and so on. So I decided to connect that back to the changes that we're seeing politically across the world and write about that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty complex.
So it's like democracy and AI.
Democracy.
Algorithms and democracy.
Yeah. I want to get back to you driving to Buenos Aires from California. What were you driving, man?
Well, back in California, I
what
used to
road
drive
did you
old
take?
60s cars.
What road did you take? Did you cross through Colombia, all those places?
No, they wouldn't let me through Colombia because back in those days, the FARC were doing things with the IRA in Ireland.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
They were teaching them how to make pipe bombs.
Nice.
So I had to get a special visa if I was Irish, and I didn't really want it.
So how do you get to?
Well, you go down through Mexico, you go through all of Central America, maybe you pop in and out to some islands and stuff, which I did. And then you get to what used to be Colombia and now is Panama. And you can cross the canal and a bit further down, but you can't cross into Colombia because it's a big swamp there. So that's where you have to do something with the car. So I put mine in a container, and I sent it to Venezuela.
Wow.
So I flew to Venezuela. The woman I was traveling with, it was her birthday. She was 30, and we had a big party in Trinidad and Tobago. And then we went to Venezuela, picked up the car, and drove on south.
You should write a book about that, man. That's really interesting.
I wrote bits about it. I mean, if anybody wants to read what it's like to do that, there's a thing called projectIended.org. It's online.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go way back to 2003, 2004, there's all the preparation.
Was there
finding what kind of
GPS back
car.
then? Did you have GPS, or was it just maps?
There was a form of GPS, but it didn't have maps. So it could tell you where you were, but you had to, work it out. You had to cross-reference that with a map. So there were little points.
Yeah.
It was black and white. It was a big thing, like a Garmin system, giant thing. But it was useful to have. Like crossing the Amazon, it was very useful.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you driving?
I bought a car which had been towed in San Francisco. It was $450. Oh. But it was just the frame, I mean, I basically rebuilt everything from scratch. It was a Mitsubishi
Nice.
Montero, they call them up there, because Pajero doesn't sound right.
Pajero, the Pajero, no.
Yeah, the Mexicans didn't like it. So yeah, I drove that. I built it up, actually. I built it myself. We put the engine in it. We put a whole special system for different tires, different suspension, and then a big tent thing on top, so you could camp out in where there were tigers and stuff, which actually was useful in the Amazon.
Damn,
the Amazon nearly killed me, actually. The last day we were traveling alone, I fainted 4 times digging the car out of the mud.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like that road has been closed since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's south of Manaus and north of the Bolivian,
Yeah.
Brazilian border.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah, GPS would have told you that now. It's probably say, hey, don't stop,
Yeah, exactly.
turn around.
Don't go that way.
Don't
No,
go
but
that
I mean, that was the thing. There was always people there. You could ask people. There just wasn't any vehicles. There was no gas stations. You had to carry all your own gasoline.
Yeah. And what made you decide to drive to Buenos Aires? This was like a destination.
Well, I
or you had
didn't.
plans?
I was driving south, and then I got to the end. I mean, you get to Tierra del Fuego, and that's it. Where you go. So I went back up. There was a party going on in Santiago in Chile.
En el Borda.
No, I hadn't got to Buenos Aires. In fact, I completely bypassed Buenos Aires on the way down. I went down along the backbone of the Andes, And then when
in this car that you built.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Lots of stats. 50,000 kilometers, 25 countries, 2 years.
Wow.
2 years living on the road. It was a long
That's quite
time.
an experience.
Yeah. So then I wanted to study, and that's why I ended up coming back here to go to the UBA.
And it makes me. I brag about driving from Paris to Amsterdam, using a compass. I brag about that. But driving from California all the way to Tierra del Fuego, it's quite an achievement, man. It's an awesome experience.
It was a hell of an experience. I mean, like once you're living on the road for more than 6 months or something, you can't really imagine being in a house anymore.
Yeah. And what's kept you living in Buenos Aires all these years for so long? It's been a while.
Yeah, change. I mean, I keep moving around, doing things. I go a lot to the south. I go to down into Patagonia.
Oh, you're not always in Buenos Aires.
No. I bought another car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened to that car?
That car, I had it here when I first came here. I did a loop round with my mother, southern Brazil and Paraguay. Kept the car. Then I didn't know what to do with it. I couldn't sell it here because it was a little bit older than 10 years old. Uh-huh. And they don't allow you to nationalize a car. You can't get plates. So I drove it to Bolivia and sold it on the black market.
Oh, you trade it for some coca leaves?
A lot of bags. I got $3,000 for it and paid for the trip. It was cool.
All right. Oh, that's cool. How's the paperwork? You just hand the car over? You had it just as a...
There are no paperwork.
No paperwork.
Take the plates off.
Yeah, just like
I hope this is never going to be shown in the United States.
I doubt it. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think... when was this? 14, 15 years ago?
20 years ago.
Oh, no pasa nada.
There you go.
You're familiar with the phrase, no pasa nada, está todo bien, se complicó.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite phrase here in Buenos Aires? Your favorite Spanish, Argentine?
I think my favorite one is boludo importante.
Boludo importante.
But it's the importante bit. Boludo is kind of like a very Italian thing, but the importante or importantissimo. I like that one too.
All right, cool, man. So what's kept you here is the constant change, the no routine. So what do you like most about living here?
Well, you know what? Up until recently, the great thing about it was that you could live with certain facilities that you get in the first world and second world, third world prices. But now it's kind of gone the other way around. We got first world prices and third world facilities. But anyway, we'll work it out. I mean, it'll all balance out in the end.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned to me that you were a political ecologist. What's that all about?
Well, ecology is economics, but thinking about the planet on which you live as well. Mm-hmm. So it's not just worried about the money, but it's also worried about the climate, it's worried about the soils, it's worried about the animals and plants, it's worried that things are relatively sustainable, so you're not going to wipe people out or wipe animals out like your turtle, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of important, and political ecology is bringing politics into that, so policy. So what kind of policies will make this work? So for example, energy policy or people. How many people can we sustain that way? Those kinds of ideas.
And do you write? Are you writing for a paper or something, or a magazine, online?
No. Most of the work that I do writing, it's a way of thinking, really. The political ecology is like a way of framing things. And then you can write about anything that way, you know. So before I used to do a lot of stuff to do with food production. You know, it's really what Argentina does very well, you know. And so I used to do that kind of political ecology, like, you know, sustainable agriculture and that kind of thing. But now I'm thinking more in terms of how power and money and climate fit together.
Interesting.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah. Cool. You know the country pretty well. What part of the country, or where would you recommend a tourist go, or a foreigner, or someone looking to visit Argentina?
I really like the Andes. I've got a thing because I studied geology. I like volcanoes. So going back and forth across the Andes into Chile and seeing the volcanoes there, and that's actually going to be my next trip. Catamarca is very, very beautiful, especially the north of Catamarca and the desert there. Good wine too. I like the tropical bit, like the very, very north, just close to the border with Bolivia. Banana plantations, mango trees, that kind of thing. And then I like the far south because I'm built as an Irish guy, so I can take the cold. So I love the deep lakes in Patagonia. I like walking the mountains down there. I like the space. I like being completely on my own. It's great. I like driving for hours and not seeing
Do you own
anyone.
a car now?
Yeah, I just got one. I got one, a nice old car, like an old 4-wheel drive. So I use that to go around.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Difficult to park.
Must have been expensive. Old cars are expensive.
All cars here are very expensive, but some of them are actually worth it. You know, this was like one of the first Hiluxes ever built in Argentina.
Nice.
So it's like a 98, 99 SR5. They have the most amazing suspension systems. When you drive like a 4-wheel drive and you drive like 25 whatever countries, you're always looking at other vehicles and seeing, you know, which ones end up on the side of the road and which ones keep going, you know. And those things, the Hiluxes are very nice. In fact, all of the older Japanese ones, I mean, they're very nice. And they're reasonable, too.
Where do you park it? Parking's expensive.
I bought a parking space. In fact, I ended up buying two.
A cochera.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have one and then I rent out the other one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Back here, well, San Telmo.
Nice. Well, San Telmo, it's not that far away from here.
No, across the...
All right. Is it expensive? How much is this parking space?
A parking space can vary. Actually, they're not that expensive anymore. They're very expensive to rent out. Like, you'll pay over $100,000 these days.
Can you live in your parking space if you own it?
I suppose I could put up a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's
I'd have to move the car, though.
That's a good option for you gringos looking to relocate. You can buy a parking spot. And
Yeah.
pitch a tent.
If you buy really, really well, you can probably get it for like $10,000. So then you have an address.
Yeah.
You've got like a taxable property.
Yeah, cool.
They have water.
Do you drink mate?
I do, a lot.
Amargo?
Yeah, no, I don't like the sugar thing.
Do you feel comfortable preparing a mate in front of Argentines?
I do now, although depends. If they're from Cordoba, no.
They're from Cordoba, no?
Yeah, no, they're very particular. You have to, put a certain temperature water in at the bottom and tilt it and leave it there for a certain amount of time before you put in the straw and everything. But yeah, I do it well. I actually, I spent a lot of time in Paraguay too, so I like the Teleré thing when it's really hot as well.
All right.
Yeah, with fruit
Okay,
juices.
cool. Would you recommend Argentina, Buenos Aires, as a place to people to come and live for expats, let's say?
You know what? I would recommend you don't think of Argentina and Buenos Aires as the same thing. Buenos Aires is the capital. A lot of stuff happens here. It's a good place to put a base in. But you kind of need to get out too. You need to get past the Pampa.
Yeah.
You need to get out into the countryside. You need to see the space because it's such a huge country and there's only 40 million people here, so it's empty.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I live by the beach. I live about 4 hours from here.
Yeah, I've seen a picture of your place. I like dunes too.
Yeah. I live by the beach, and it's a good option also, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's if you like the nature and stuff. Although Buenos Aires is a very green city. As you know, there's trees everywhere. It's trees, and so it's a good option for if you like green. I remember Philly, we didn't have any trees on our street.
No?
Yeah, it was barren. Not a lot of green. But yeah, do you get out? What do you do on the weekends? What do you do for fun?
Oof. I do a lot of okay. So last weekend, for example, I went to a place called Bar Lilith. It's a place in San Telmo. I know the owners there. They're cool people, a couple. She's Venezuelan. He's from here. He's actually a Conicet investigator in sociology, but he also owns a bar. So you get a lot of. There's an intellectual life here that's interesting. And that's not something you'll find in a lot of countries in South America, at least not at the level of, commonality you'll find here. You'll find a lot of people here who are very well educated.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not something you find even in Chile,
Brazil,
Paraguay. Brazil, not really, no. No, I mean, you'll find...
Especially in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, but I mean, Rio has incredible universities. If you're hooked into that, it's better than here. But in general, most of the people are more, into their fruit juices and their dancing, and which is fine too.
No offense to the Brazilians watching, but I lived in Rio for a couple of years.
It's fun though.
It's fun. Yeah, you go there for the fun.
And it's beautiful.
All right.
Well,
thank you, Tony. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun having you, and we'll have you again.
Yeah?
You're close by. You live a couple blocks away. You came here 3 times, so you might as well just come back.
Don't explain about the 3 times. All right, man.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you tune in next time for another dose of the Gringos and Buenos Aires podcast. Ciao for now.